The autumn now spreads across the land, and with it the beloved summer has vanished. Then comes winter with its darkness. Now it is almost that time again. The leaves fall from the trees, the summer dreams are over. The last vacation almost feels like a distant utopia. Disappearing as quickly as never before. From now on the heating must run again, and we all have to buy oil, gas, or electricity at peak prices. The dark, cold season begins, and nothing and no one escapes it.
But these seasons we already know.
What has changed is the political tone.
Will be next summer.
How often will we still experience you?
Will be next summer.
Were you our last in times of peace, or will the third world war now spread? When we watch the news on TV,
hope can quickly fade.
global analysts, scientists, and the military say it clearly: the third world war is very near. Now that we hear war cries and battle shouts again, even Germany is right at the forefront. A great war seems inevitable after having had peace for so long. Perhaps too much.
Perhaps too much.
How many beloved summers will we still experience without giving our lives, and those of others, to a great war? Our elites have long been talking about it. That was the last summer in peace. The next summer we will experience in war. The evil Russian, so they say, will bring us into the next great unavoidable dystopia. A war with NATO will likely be it, pulling all of us in without exception. All the daily striving for housing, food, prosperity, we should give up in pursuit of war readiness.
No one should be warlike.
Only defensive and peaceful, that is what we all must be.
No one should be war ready. Only defensive and peaceful. That is what we all must be.
Oh, but that now seems forever gone, where we hear the speeches of the elites and theirs. Otherwise, we plunge into the darkness of existence, resurface, and are right in the middle of the course of war. We no longer have much time, because if the escalation ladder continues, the third world war will suddenly be here. Who among us wants to go to war when we can daily see hundreds of new cruel videos online as deterrents from the Ukraine war?
Oh, beloved summer.
Oh, you below peace, let us finally defeat the Ukraine.
Beloved summer.
Only diplomacy can and must defeat the Ukraine war.
Beloved summer.
Please don't let Putin press the red button.
There is no turning back.
Peace, one of us must talk to Putin, and it cannot be a politician, for they all fuel the warmongers.
You belong.
Even with Zelensky, one must speak, otherwise every diplomatic solution will break.
You belong.
Ukraine must not win overwhelmingly against Putin. It must stop at the Russian border, otherwise
Beloved peace.
Putin will escalate the war to nuclear.
Beloved peace.
If Ukraine wins overwhelmingly, Putin will be out of his mind.
Oh, you will need peace.
Someone must take the red button away from Putin,
Beloved peace.
Otherwise we'll all experience Armageddon.
Oh, you best friend.
Now Putin is 73 years old.
Beloved peace.
As soon as nothing left to lose, therefore in his downfall he may escalate with nuclear war.
Oh, you best friend.
Please let Putin go into asylum.
Oh, you best solemn.
Only then can the end of the world still be averted.
Oh, you best solemn.
Are you wretched war?
Please stay far from us all.
Shut the mouths of politicians who learn nothing from the past. No one can really afford
A third world war, as it immediately kills most of us.
first call explosions, shockwaves, and firestorms that instantly destroy millions. From all social strata, all animals and all plants are threatened with annihilation, just because one person threatens nuclear war. The counter-strike makes everything even worse. The survivors will envy the dead forever. Oh, you wretched war! All survivors are now trapped in eternal darkness. For with the atomic bombs, the entire infrastructure is gone forever. Now there is no safe place to go for all motors, airplanes. In fact, everything with electronics and electricity have stopped forever. The survivors will only see diffused light soaked in radioactive dust, which will linger for years in the atmosphere surrounding the earth. Streets full of human and animal corpses. These are all those who received larger doses of radiation at the very beginning. Dramatist, psychiatrics for all you wretched. Oh, you wretched war, the white nuclear begins immediately. And it has nothing to do with seasons. It will shroud the earth for many years in an unstoppable dark veil, resting in deadly silence without sun. No sunlight for 5 to 10 years. Globally 5 to 15 degrees Celsius colder. Very few will survive. No more harvest. Millions of humans and animals will roam starving. Most are sick, weakened and violent, only searching to preserve their lives. Entire states and societies collapse immediately in the midterm. Most are doomed to death as one disaster follows another. Almost all species rapidly go extinct, and nothing can thrive, for all life depends on sunlight and warmth. For years the radioactive fallout will descend relentlessly, accumulating in our bodies and limbs. It even turns all drinking water into a deadly threat. Whether rain from lakes or rivers, as every living being must drink this radioactive water. The last survivors continue to face chaos, looting, collapsed infrastructure, and violence clawing at the last spark of life. Horrific hereditary damage in every root-born life becomes the rule, not the exception.
Oh, you
wretched war! Regions are forever lethally radioactive. No one will know, as there are no Geiger counters left. Most species are now gone forever. If there are still humans, they will survive. The environment is totally globally destroyed. That is the legacy now left to the last humans. The last survivors will vegetate worse than our ancestors. Stone age humans, or at least they could still hunt. Survivors now have only a few beetles and cockroaches. Those few who have survived this far will envy the dead forever.
Yet it is not yet so, even if the doomsday clock suggests otherwise. According to this clock, it is already 89 seconds to midnight. Humanity has never brought the clock so close to the ultimate apocalypse. The Third World War will then begin when Ukraine defeats Russia to the point that Putin sees no other way out. But also if NATO shoots down Russian planes violating NATO airspace, we can relatively safely expect the Third World War.
Let this past summer not have been the last in peace. And suddenly not that the atomic flash appears on the horizon. The people must finally chase away the warm mind, as humanity will probably not survive a global nuclear war. Speaking of Russia, France, England, USA, China, Israel, India, Pakistan, and North Korea, there is no other living being on this world that destroys and questions its own habitat daily. Only the virus acts exactly like humans, purposely destroying what it needs for its own existence. Should it come to the extreme, I wish for myself and all others to go directly to the center of the hydrogen explosion. Only thus can we avoid pain, disease, hunger, and thirst, escape the last remaining shred of living suffering in a staggering body doomed to slow decay without further plague, as presumably life cannot be completely eradicated. Rather, on our once wonderful planet Earth, new life forms will evolve over the next hundreds of thousands of millions of years, but this time without the human species, which will only benefit new life on Earth.